So these are the definitions. Now, this is one which is European Union is given. That is voluntary. World over, it is voluntary. We have made it mandatory. Fine. We may take a big step. But to understand, in the process, are we creating problem anywhere? Where? This we must understand, friends. Now, I will just add what Peter Drucker said. Peter Drucker said that profit for a company is like oxygen for a person. Profit is not dirty, like oxygen. But he then says, if you don't have it, you are out. But if you think breathing oxygen is your life, you are wrong there. Oxygen breathing is a means for a higher end. That higher end is good for others, good for society. That is where your role as a contributor to the social welfare comes. Now, what Gandhi said? Gandhi said, let us build a non-violent society. This can be done not violent way. If the rich and wealthy think that what wealth they are holding is not theirs, they are only custodian. By chance they are holding the wealth. But the wealth belongs to society. They can take a portion of it. Fine, you are holding wealth, so portion of it. But not the entire one. Don't think it's your wealth. The wealth must be given back to society. Now again, Gandhi said he's inspired by Isha Upanishad, where it says that enjoy by renouncing. The joy of giving itself. Like I said, sir, I have a gift to him, given a gift to me. He has not thanked me. No. Your giving itself is a joy for you, is your own reward. I mean, it's the highest degree of, CSR. Okay? Friends, now, at one point, friends, ethics, CSR, sustainable development, all are on the same. You are ethical. If you are ethical, you are also socially responsible. You can't damage. You can say, I am ethical, but I will damage the environment. I am ethical, but I will not help the poor. So these concepts also, ethics, CSR, and SD, are all on the same line. If you are one, you are also doing the other. Friends, now, people say business should be unethical. Now, studies have shown that 25% of the world's financial wealth is wasted, destroyed by unethical practices. So being ethics also means good money. Long term, not tomorrow, not in a day, friends. Now I'll skip through. Now this is what is added for the sustainability part of the director's duties, that you must take care of others and also employees, community and environment. This is one good thing the new Company Act has added, that your job, if the old Company Act, you find entire book is about shareholders. Nothing about stakeholders. But here they've added employees, community, protection of the environment. Friends, run through quickly. So the purpose of a corporation, what is the purpose of a corporation? This is a question. Of course, make profit. Of course. Along with that, these three are also becoming the objectives of corporate governance. Friends, now theories I told you in the first part, arguments for, arguments against are there. That who has told you to destroy the shareholders' money on CSR? And do you know what is CSR? I mean, the questions that the other camp asks, how do you know? You are a plant manager. How do you know what is good for society? You don't know. And if you do good for society, you will pass on to consumers extra cost. So the arguments against. But this is greenwashing. But the business knows better. Business knows that I cannot move an inch without society. So whether you say for or against, I am going to do it on my own because I see advantage in doing CSR. One study by Harvard Business Review, those after the crisis of 2008-9, people thought that companies will cut on CSR. It was found that rather more and more companies are reporting that I am doing CSR, I am doing CSR. So that they have an advantage just to get customers, just to get employees to their fold. So more and more companies are reporting, even in the crisis time, unless they're bankrupt, that I am doing CSR to show that I'm a great company. Friends, CSR in law, again I told you this is the first part, taken away by the second part, that company can decide to spend less. PSUs are no problem, but other than PSUs, they're going to be a problem. Schedule 7, this doesn't come strongly in favor of sustainable development. It does. There's one entry, but that's all, but not strongly in favor of that. Now rules are there, this you know. Now a lot of questions are there. Now CSR law is being critiqued. So I told you the first step. Now DP has filled up the gap by saying that please follow CSR and sustainability for the PSUs, but not for other than PSUs. Okay, friends, I'll run through quickly. Now, PSUs evaluation study. I'll just show you one slide. Economic Times said that the top 10 PSUs have spent less than their budget. Half the money has not been spent. The list is there. Top 10 PSUs have spent half of their mandated amount as per the old DP guidelines. The mandate was there already for PSUs. Now this is the study. All big companies in the public sector, they have spent not 2%, but less than that. The reason they are given that we do not know what to do. We do not have professionals who are dedicated to CSR. We don't know. So, and top management is not very much involved. Now, things are changing. Madam Bina Swarup said, Acharya Sahab knows, now the top management is involved. Now, but this slightly old study, 2011. Now, every board is a committee of CSR. Fine. Now, these are a little bit old. Now, I'll come to, quickly, case studies. Few case studies. Indian Oil, you know, very good. I would say Indian Oil, ONGC, NLC, they are doing great work. Now, I'll run through what they are doing. Run through. ONGC, again, a leader. Tata Steel, again. You know, it's a model because they have been doing it for 100 years. Almost close to 100 years. So they have developed a system. Tata Development Society, they have developed a system. So, and what they're doing, something to learn, what they do is self-sustaining. I give this year and again I'll come next year. No. So it's self-sustaining. When we involve the stakeholders, there's a great. Now, Coca-Cola study in Rajasthan. I will just in a half a minute. Now, Coca-Cola went to Rajasthan to set up a bottling plant. They are thrown out. No, it's a desert area. How can you have a bottling plant here? Came back, researched, sent social workers to study the problem of the village and ask for what you want for your own, nothing to do with Coca-Cola. I'll help you. They said this, that, education, water supply. They gave it. At the time of innovation, they said, you had come 2 years back. What happened? No, we had to come. If you want to us to come, we'll come. Oh, now you come. They found that, yes, they are not the exploiters, but the friends. And they are having a bottling plant now, a live case. Friends, lastly, Walt Disney. In the book of Jim Collins, Built to Last, this has been rated as the best company to survive for 100 years. Why? The values, the vision. What is the vision? It's a profitable company, mind you. It's commercial, profitable company, earning profit. What is the vision? To bring happiness to millions. That is the vision. That is society. That is trust. That is society's, the trust is a property. That is what giving, joy of giving. And lastly, employee volunteerism. Now, can you internalize CSR? Today, the CSR cell is doing it. Employees don't know. I know a live case of an NGO who went to a Maharatna PSU asking for, what is your CSR department? Employee says, I don't know the CSR department. But where are you? Who are you? I'm from NGO. Oh, NGO, go to 6th floor, last room. Money is given there to NGOs. So CSR is like, honestly, I mean, live case. The CSR is giving a money disbursing agency for NGOs. Now, can we internalize CSR where every employee, I went to another company and asked them, very senior people, do you know about the CSR achievements of a company? Do you know how to reply? We don't know what they are doing, who they are. The CSR people. Now the company itself doesn't know what they are doing. So I say internalize here. Can you ask employees? Because every employee will be happy to help society. Suppose they do it. Can you have a policy of employee volunteerism? This I think is also necessary. And if you want to have a action plan, I have drawn it that way. First, who is owning CSR? The general manager, DGM, or the board and top management? It must come from top management. Second, are you having a strategy into CSR right from day one or not? Corporate culture. Is the organization sensitized or only CMD and GM are doing it? Then employee volunteerism. Can you encourage the employee to do? They are doing. They will be happy to do. Can you provide support? Friends, allocate funds in time. The report said that funds come very late. We can't spend in time. Particularly the PSU type, PSUs. Then wing of CSR, dedicated, professional, because a plant manager doesn't know what is CSR for a society outside. He doesn't know. So can you help him? Now, project mode. What is the outcome? What is the result? Does it get impact or just give some money and do something and go? Outcome. Monitor outcome. Audit evaluation. And lastly, report and communicate. Madam is here. Communication. Very important. If you don't communicate, even to your own employees and outside, your CSR effort is not getting the information destination which is required. Friends, all these elements are necessary for a good CSR strategy for effective social action. Friends, very quickly I finished it. Questions, discussions, observations, anything? Anyone?
Immediately, CSR are hardly 1 year old now. I came across that it is likely to put some issues. How? After it was amended in the Companies Act, one chief minister wrote a letter to all the companies registered in states, please donate 2% to Chief Minister Relief Fund. I have my apprehension that tomorrow any politician may use this tool, donate all this money to Prime Minister Relief Fund which is mentioned there. Is Prime Minister Relief Fund subject to any audit? The answer is no. Second question is, I have observed that PSU do CSR activity in areas from where powerful MPs or ministers come, at the cost which there is a need for it. How do you reconcile these two?
Absolutely right point. It's also in my mind. Absolutely right point. So you want to start, giving a rigid framework, then all these problems come. So my theory is that can you make it more flexible? Like PM Relief Fund, yes. It is there. True. Not, you're right. Absolute right. Of course, one can question that. How right is it? How effective is it? There's again a matter of, but I hope, the country hopes that it is good. I hope it's spent well. But except that your points are very well taken, but political party donations are debarred. They're debarred. As you know, political party, last one. You can't give to contribute to political party. No, CSR funds are not meant for that. But time has come to have a look. Yes, madam. No, the constituency. The minister says all money should be spent in my constituency. Now, if this says slightly, old system where nothing was there, you could go beyond anything. Now, this for the PSU purposes. Now, the debate is about PSUs. Private companies are not bothered. Now, this gives a certain amount of strength to PSUs to refuse. But then, again, there's up to a point, beyond a point, even within that, you will find loopways and leeways and loopholes to do that kind of thing also. But in the old system, I know, was damaging. I know instances where one constituency had all the money. So this will be very difficult now with this kind of system. Yes, madam.
One point I would like to add here is that I think these, what you mentioned is very right. One way to overcome that is if we have an outcome-based, communication. For example, what is the input? CSR 2% is the input that you go through activities and projects. But if one starts measuring the real outcome and the impact of such activities, I think then slowly and slowly, there will be more stakeholders involved, more understanding of what the company wants to do out of this spending, and then what is the effect on the society, which is supposed to be the real purpose. I think it is very important for all of us to give that out.